Hello everybody, welcome to the first episode. After a little rough start here, so people come down and have some dogs running right at me in the park here. Well anyways, it's a beautiful day out today. It's like, it's supposed to be up to 91 degrees today by like 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's going to be a hot one today here in Michigan. I'm from Michigan. So it's going to be a warm one today. So I thought I'd get down here to the park early. We have a beautiful park here. I don't know if you can see some of the surroundings in back of me or not, but we got, it's a beautiful park, big park. And anyways, I'm 62, so I wanted to make this channel geared towards people of that age because I've looked all over YouTube and it seems like there is not any channels or very few channels to be to be direct about it is for people that are over 60 years old. And a lot of us turning 60, up to that point of turning over 60 and over, we have a lot of things to go through in our mind. We have a lot of things to go through in our mind, like retirement. Okay, my job's winding down. When am I going to retire? Am I going to retire at 62? Going to retire at 65? Going to wait till I'm 67? What are some of the benefits of doing that? I'm not going to talk about just retirement, but that's just one topic that goes through your mind as you get older. A lot of things go through your mind too, is what to eat to stay healthy, what not to eat. What kind of lifestyle do you live? What kind of lifestyle do you want to live? Do you want to travel? Do you want to spend a lot of time with your grandkids? These are the type of things, and I don't think enough people on YouTube go through this type of scenario because a lot of the people on YouTube are younger, and it's geared towards more younger people on YouTube. So what I want to try to get out of this channel and what I want to try to do, and I want to hear from you guys also because it's important to me on what you think, what you're doing. Everybody has something they're doing differently. I might not be doing it right. I'm learning. Like I said, I'm 62. I did start drawing my Social Security, but at the same time, I don't, I'm working part-time because you can do that 62. You can draw your, retirement and then work part-time up to, what can I make? I think it's $24,300 I can make up to, and that, then my Social Security on top of that, what I'd have. But, excuse me, sorry, there's a bug or something. And so, yeah, I'm working part-time. I work about 30 hours a week. It's, and that's a whole different scenario there too, because with that, you're 62, and a lot of people you work with are a lot younger than you. I don't work with very many older people. A lot of them are younger kids. I'm the oldest one there, even if, they're 50 years old, I'm older than they are. So that's just the way it goes, But, it helps me out, I don't mind it. I go in the morning. I'm out of there by noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I go in, get my stuff done, work 5-6 hours, and I'm out of there, So, so it's a mix with a younger crowd, and I'm not saying anything bad about the younger crowd that you work with, but if you do have a part-time job and you're drawing your Social Security, you know what I'm talking about. So, you have certain quirks, I think when we were younger at that age, not to say anything bad about the younger crowd nowadays, but we learned a work ethic. We learned it. We were taught it by our parents before we went to work. We worked out in the yard. Our dad told us how to do it, and this is what you need to do, and you need to work hard, I remember my mom telling me, when you get out in the real world, no one's going to treat you like your parents. They're not going to love you like your parents love you. Well, that's true. Because you get out in the real world when you're 15, 16 years old, and you see a whole different aspect of how people think about you. People don't care, you know that, So these kids nowadays, they're looking for a work ethic. I don't think they were ever taught. A lot of kids nowadays are raised in a single family environment. to where the father's not there usually. Sometimes the mother's not there. So they have a different outlook on things, you know. They're always looking to be a superstar nowadays, it seems like. So, you know, not so much when we were younger. We were listening to that. I never thought I was going to grow up and be an iconic superstar, but a lot of these kids now do, you know. They think they're going to grow up, or someone owes them something, they're entitled to something, and they have no work ethic, and they just think that they got to play on their phones a lot. A lot of the kids I work with, they constantly have if they're not doing something or not busy, they have their phones out and they're looking at their phones, being in touch with their friends at work, and it's frowned upon, you know, with the managers and stuff, and they do say stuff to them, but it goes in one ear and out the other, you know. So and what are you going to do nowadays? You can't find anybody to work for you, so you got to put up with this. These kids know this. They know that I'm on my phone. Okay, fire me. You know, I'll just go someplace else, find a job. Ain't no big deal. People are looking for people all over the place, and no one wants to work. So that's a dilemma that, you know, when you're 60 and over, and you have a work ethic, and you see stuff that needs to be done, and you take the opportunity to do it, and you know. And you see kids around you, people around you, they're kids, I call them kids, they're 18, 21 years old, and they still don't have a work ethic. You know, they come to work, you know, just pants down, you know, underwear showing, you know, all kinds of kids do that. And it's one thing after another, you know. But when you're and you have to deal with that, and that's why I'm only there 5 to 6 hours a day, and I'm glad I'm only there 5 to 6 hours a day, because I couldn't deal with that 8 to 10 hours a day. Because my first job when I got married, I was 27 years old. My wife is 7 years younger than I am, so she's still working. But when I was 27, I got married. I married a ready-made family. My wife had 2 children. She was divorced from her husband. And she had 2 children, very young children, that I was working in a restaurant at that time, and she was working in a restaurant. She was a waitress, and I was a cook. That's how we met. And we got married, and I knew I had to have insurance, because I had 2 kids I had to take on. I had instant responsibility to care for these 2 kids, because the father was not in their life. He didn't want to be in their life. So I had to take care of these 2 kids. So I had to get a job. I got a job in a foundry, an iron foundry. You know, a swinging sledgehammer, dirty hot work, you know, and we were working 10, 12 hours a day a lot of the time. I was swinging a sledgehammer, breaking screw cups off of axles that would come down the line, you know, down the braking line. And hard work, 10, 12 hours a day. And there was a point in my line for about 2 years, I worked 7 days in a row, 10, 12 hours a day. Felt like a robot. But I did it because I knew I had responsibilities. And I did that job for 7 years until I got a better job. I mean, I did get a better job in the plant. I went from breaking screw cups into quality control, and I went from quality control onto there, and did some stuff there. I went to automotive. I went to aerospace. I went to different things to where it helped me excel my career a little bit, I guess you could call it, in quality. But now I'm retired, and I see maybe how I acted when I was 18 or 7. When I started working when I was 15 in a restaurant, the dishwasher. And so it's kind of like, did I act that way when I was a kid? God, I hope I did. I know we didn't have cell phones. I know we didn't have all this chat stuff, so I wasn't on a phone, you know. But I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure that I stayed busy all the time working. I can almost guarantee that I did. But I don't know how I found a topic to talk about. I didn't have anything to talk about when I came in here, and now I do, or I did. So I want to know how you feel. You know, how do you feel about this channel, for one? How do you feel about this first topic I talked about? And how many of you are working with kids and can relate to what I'm saying? Because it seems right now we have such a work shortage and such a bad, I don't know if it's a it's just, things are just bad. But you got to look at them on a bright side, though, too. You got to look at them to where, the positive side of things. There's not always a negative side of things. There's always there's a positive side to a lot of things, too. So, tell me how you feel below. I'm going to keep up with this channel. I don't know how it's going to do. I want it to do great. So, if you know somebody that you think would like this channel, please share it with them and subscribe. Because when I do stuff, when I make stuff, it should be at least once or twice a week. I'm not sure on a day yet. Today is Saturday. It probably won't just be, or Sunday, I'm sorry, today is Sunday. It probably will be on a Sunday. I'll probably make it on a Sunday. Sunday's a great day. Sunday and possibly a Tuesday. Those are my days off of work. So I might even, I'll let you know. You'll know when a video's coming up. So please, if you like the video and you like this channel, like I said, we're going to go over all kinds of topics. So if you like the station, the channel, please like, subscribe, and comment, and tell me what you think. Tell me what your situation is right now. Tell me if you're contemplating retirement or are retired, and what you're doing. I'd like to hear from you, okay? All right, thanks a lot. And we'll talk at you later. Have a great day. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.